up north to Canada. This is really international here. When I said we had 17 countries, I wasn't kidding. We're going up to Canada. Michaela.
Hello, hello. Thanks so much for this today. When Scott, you and both you and James were talking about, that employees are the biggest expense, the biggest differentiator, and that there's no conversation that happens about it. And as the head of people and culture, I can definitely say that this is true. We talk about people all the time, just not in a really focused manner. So then we're always coming back to the same questions and trying to solve the same problems, and it's annoying. So I'm curious what you think in terms of creating a structure around this. Like, what does that meeting look like? How often does it happen? What's the best place to start for that?
Yep. I would start by saying, if you read Black Swan by Talib, it's a great book. He's got a whole series of stuff. I swear, you read that book and you go, I feel smarter. I mean, it's just guaranteed. It's like a pill. You just feel good about your brain. It's amazing stuff. One of the things he talks about is this distribution curve. If you lined up a random 100 people and you listed them by height, some would be about 4'8", some would be about 6'8", but that's the distribution. But if you line people up by their net worth or by their income, you could see people making the minimum wage and you could see people making 1,000 times that. The distribution curve is radically different. The same is true for your talent. The distribution curve is not 5 foot to 6 foot. The distribution curve is massive. The one person who has the great idea and seems to regularly have good ideas, who regularly makes other people do their job better, to spark innovation, to spark better thought, to spark collaboration, even if their name isn't on the product, but their fingerprints are on the back end of that thing, they are the people who are great. And the trick I have, and the frustration I have with HR is that they've been taught, and maybe this isn't as true in Canada, I'm not 100% sure, but they've been taught to treat everyone equally. That in a world of how do we not be sued, the answer is always treat everybody equally. But your talent is not equal. It isn't. And even if you do a 9 square, even if you do these people are high potential and high value, you're still talking about tiny little factors. You're talking about 6 feet and 4 feet. You need to be thinking about the person who drives our product, the person who turns us into an amazing company. There's 6 of us, there's 5 of us, there's just a handful of those people who are going to turn this company on. How do you leverage them where they don't feel like just yet another employee? How do you surface the people who have the potential to be those things? And if it's just a 3% raise, that's not enough. If it's just, hey, here's a little bit of bonus, it's not enough. It's how do you put them in a position where they are valued and appreciated and fed the stuff they need, whether it's autonomy and responsibility or opportunity or all the stuff that they really, really want. And trust me, it ain't a 3% bonus. If you feed that to them, then you just go and you let them run. If you can find the right people and give them that room to run and give them that sense of this isn't like a gerbil hamster wheel where you're spinning and spinning and spinning. It's not about you're going to do all this work and we're going to keep all the value. It's about you're part of this bigger thing. If you treat them like a Johnny Ives, they will do amazing things. But it does start by saying we can't treat everybody the exact same. I've worked in places where there are unions and I've gotten 0.6% annual raises before. And I'm like, the math involved in changing the accounting on my paycheck probably is more expensive than the actual amount of money I got. This is why bother? Why bother? And most people feel that way. They have that sense of, am I just chugging along on a treadmill? Where are we taking this? And if you can feed them that, they will take your business amazing places. So that's where I would start by saying, look, how do we treat our people differently? How do we give them what they actually want? How do we ask them what they actually want? Do some people want cash? Great, good to know. Do some people want a title? Good, great to know. Do some people want the chance to take a sabbatical? Do they want a chance to write a book? Do they want a chance to speak? What do they want? Do they want to do the Google model where 10% of their time is completely up to them to do and whatever the hell they want? What do they want? And until you know what they want, you're just talking in circles.
Brilliant.